Welcome to Water Wonders with Nancy
and Lily.
Recently, we partnered with one of our favorite local nonprofits, VectorSpace.
A group of high schoolers and middle schoolers built and installed water monitoring stations throughout the Lynchburg area.
Let's hear from them what they learned and how they did it.
We've been working on a project to help monitor the water quality of different streams in Lynchburg, particularly the Blackwater Creek watershed.
This week we are working on a water monitor for our local creeks. We're going to put them in creeks all around the Lynchburg area, which is kind of part of the James River watershed.
I learned a lot about water quality and how to read what's in the water, see if it's good or it's bad for the habitat around it.
This week we got to learn how to use a welder and mini saws, and we have been cutting wood and pipes and metal. I learned how to use a lot of new tools. I wasn't very familiar with a lot of tools before, so I really liked that. I learned how to use the miter saw, which I really like.
Well, we've gone out to the different places that we want to place the stations, and we've looked around for suitable locations. We've learned some Arduino coding to program a little computer chip to put inside of the station that can track all the data from the sensors and send it up to a website where we can read it. We've done a lot of work with machinery like woodworking and metalworking to actually construct the stations, and brainstorming as well to how to build them and where to put them.
When you were choosing your site locations, what things did you have to take into consideration?
We had to make sure it was accessible. We had to make sure it was unnoticeable, so people didn't mess with it, and we had to make sure it was durable to, withstand weather, I guess.
After all the programming, designing, and planning, the students installed the stations at their chosen locations, which involved wading in the creek, digging holes, and installing the station and sensors, which are now providing important water quality information to the community and Lynchburg water resources. How are you going to share this project with the community?
There will be a website up. It's called monitormywatershed.com, and you can go there and look at our water quality monitors we put up, and everyone could look at it.
So on each of our stations we're planning to put like barcodes that people can scan on their phones that will take them directly to the website where they can learn all about this project we've been doing.
Right now we are in a place where there's a lot of pollution, and so we want to make sure that we can keep our part of the world clean.
These stations will help us in the future and the Lynchburg water quality staff to ensure that certain conditions are being met with our water quality.
This program would not have been possible without our partners at VectorSpace, the Stroud Water Research Center, and a grant from EE Blue.
Thanks for learning about all the great impacts that these students made on their local watersheds. Remember, you can make an impact too. Every splash begins with one drop.
See you next time!